Welcome, Gemini, to your reading for the week commencing January. No, goodness. Welcome to your reading for the week commencing December 30th. So let's have a look and just pull a preview card to see where this reading might be going for you, Gemini. I hope you all had a great Christmas. We have Temperance. So this week is all about balance and inner peace and equality and equilibrium and resetting everything so that it's in equal balance in your life. So let's go ahead. This is for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus signs, Gemini. And it is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest, but do keep watching as there will be messages throughout that do resonate with you. Let's see. So as we close out 2024, in your general energy, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. I just feel you're relaxing as we go into the last couple of days of 2024. There's less urgency, there's less pressure, there's less paranoia for some of you. For some of you who have been feeling a little like, oh my God, what's going on, looking over your shoulder kind of thing. Trying to protect what you have. There's just a general feeling of everything's okay. I can relax. The Ten of Wands is in your opportunity. This is kind of the culmination of the year. It's just that general thing of, okay, this is it. It's coming to an end. And it's time to start the next year afresh with new ideas, being able to let go of, the things that I failed at, the things that I didn't do so well on. It's almost like a sense of acceptance. I also feel the general burden you've been carrying, some of you Gemini, that you can now let go of. It's almost kind of a sigh of relief I get for some of you that maybe 2024 has been tough for many of you, and you're kind of in a way glad to see the end of it or see the back of it, but at the same time there is an energy here of understanding finally what you have accomplished. We've got the Sun in your challenge. What is it that you're finding? Do you know, I might change the word challenge to lesson in these readings, because sometimes challenge sounds a little bit too negative. But there is a lesson here for some of you, Gemini, that you are seeing, being able to see things more clearly. When maybe you put your own barriers in your own way, which clouds your own judgment. And there's always a positive to everything. I know I keep saying it, but regardless of what we're going through, there is always a positive. But negative energy is so consuming that it tends to kind of block everything else out. The Eight of Wands in your unforeseen is, for some of you, could be travel. Maybe some of you have got travel, you're going to be going places that you weren't planning on going to. Some of you, this is about communication. Some of you will be opening up communication to people that you had previously maybe decided that you didn't want to communicate with, or you didn't think you were going to be communicating with, and that could be new opportunities coming in here for you, for people that you thought you were unlikely to hear from again, and there they are, out of the blue, communicating. The Ten of Swords in reverse is in your advice. It's not over. until the fat lady sings, as they say. So don't always assume something is done. Don't always assume that you failed, because quite often you haven't, and quite often there's more to something than you realise. So we're now going to clarify these cards. The Seven of Wands in reverse. Clarify by yourself, the Queen of Swords. The Eight of Cups. And the King of Pentacles. So as I said, you can relax. This is a feeling throughout this week of just like, oh, I'm okay. It's okay. That whatever I thought was going to happen didn't happen, and I can relax. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is usually about walking away from something because it's no longer serving you, or it doesn't serve its purpose. It's something you've tried and didn't work, and you've come to accept that, and you can understand that, and you know why that's happened, and that's okay. The King of Pentacles. For some of you, you might be deciding someone you've connected with isn't worth your time or energy. I don't feel anything negative or malicious about this. I just feel there's just sometimes you meet people and you just there's nothing there, and you probably feel mutually the same, that we're just not each other's people. For some of you, this is about letting go more of the materialistic side of life and enjoying the more spiritual, emotional side. Stop putting pressure on yourself to succeed. Once you let go of that, the pressure to succeed, you tend to succeed. That's how it works. So the Ten of Wands in your opportunity, clarified by the Empress reversed, the Five of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Cups. So we've got the Empress in reverse and we've got the Queen of Cups in the upright. So the Empress is maternal energy, but it's also being appreciative of the natural world. It's almost coming to terms with, what is it that actually makes you feel accomplished? And you might be coming to understand or learn the things you've been chasing haven't been the things that make you feel accomplished. The Five of Swords in reverse. I mean, this is your opportunity. It's your opportunity to not bother with the things that bring mental conflict when there's nothing to be achieved from the mental conflict, the mental strife that we put ourselves through. At the end of the day, it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't get us anywhere. It slows us down. The Queen of Cups is learning to love and appreciate all that you have, that you can be proud of. And then the Sun in your challenge. Clarified by the Emperor, Strength, and the Nine of Cups. So your challenge is to see things that should be very clear, that aren't very clear to you. And it's how you feel empowered. What brings you that sense of empowerment, that sense of drive and confidence? Because it may be you've got it wrong. Maybe the things you thought were making you feel empowered and driven and focused, actually you've been looking at it wrong and it's been something else. The Strength card. Sometimes we wake up to ourselves and say, "Well, I didn't realise I had that in me," and that's very much the case here. This is in your lesson, or your challenge, if you like. Your lesson here is to understand, where are your strengths, because it'll be your strengths that empower you. And quite often we think we look for strengths in the parts of ourselves that we're lacking in. And then the Nine of Cups is fulfillment and pride again. It's like your challenge or your lesson here, Gemini, to close out the end of the year is just to say, right, I'm going to make a list of all the things that that I know very clearly that I am empowered by, that I'm good at, that I'm driven by, and leave the negative behind. The Eight of Wands, communication, travel, speed. Three of Cups reversed, the Four of Wands, and the Star. So some of you, there has been a rift between you and between you and someone else, friendship-wise, maybe a relative, and all of a sudden you're talking again. Four of Wands, something you never thought would happen, but that's one thing you always hoped for, and now it's happening. And the Star, it brings a sense of renewed faith for the future. A new sense of potential. And then the Ten of Swords in reverse in your advice. Not everything's over, even though it's the end of the year, there's still things that you are, there's something left here that you may have thought was done. Page of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. So Page of Wands, I don't know why I'm getting this sense of irresponsible, like someone who's irresponsible, someone who's a little bit immature, who hasn't taken responsibility for their actions. And maybe that's a part of you, Gemini. Maybe there is a part of you here that you thought was done, you've left it behind, but it's still there, still lingering, still following you about somewhat. The Seven of Pentacles reversed is you may have a tendency, Gemini, to give up too easily. That's what I sense here. It's something about giving up too easily, because it's easier to give up than it is to battle through, which is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about persistence and resilience and determination, and the Seven of Pentacles is about perseverance, and yet both of these are coming in the reverse, which is like, okay, it's like, I don't know, there's an energy block here where you tend to go too easily, you give up because it's easier. And that is your advice. That is saying, if there's one thing you want to do, begin 2025, is sort that perseverance and that resilience out. So let's do your Oracle. Starcode Astro Oracle. Your ruling planet, Gemini, is Mercury, the planet of communication, ideas, imagination. And your card is progressions, and it also says journey. planets continuously move through time and space. When you are born, you imprint the patterns of that moment, which are described in your natal chart, but the planets keep moving and you also imprint the patterns they make as they progress through those first few months. These progressions sketch out the big sweeping journey of your life. You live that pattern out at roughly the rate of a year to a day for the rest of your life. Once you're born, you can't choose the cycles you live through, but you always choose how you respond. Progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big sweeping arcs of karmic fate, to your soul's journey. Your present situation may not make sense in the short term, but it has more to do with big karmic patterns and how those intersect with the karmic patterns of the world's progress, and less to do with your daily existence. Stand back and look at your life's journey. Think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. The situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how you respond and where you go. To help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you, even though you may have to go around the rocks and work with the tides. Let your lighthouse guide you. This is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. Trust the tides and set your own sails. Thank you, Gemini. And just to remind you, Otter Spirit, the link is in the description. If you would like to purchase a beautiful, genuine, authentic gemstone bracelet, from the choices are many. This, for example, is howlite, this is rhodonite, and this is blue apatite. There are many others to choose from depending on what your needs are, whether you have energy blockages, whether you want a zodiac bracelet, whatever it might be. Go and check them out. The link's in the description. They have a sale on. It's well worth visiting. They are the best quality I think I've ever come across. So, you know, and they're definitely not expensive. So please go and check them out. And I leave you with my love, my support for you, but I thank you for your love, support and your encouragement and your engagement, and return it to you tenfold. Enjoy the journey. See you next time.